A very warm greeting to everyone and welcome back to Cricket Analysis by CNE. Our topic for the day is talking about the first test between West Indies and Australia held at Barbados. Vedant Charan is having a good pair today, and he's joining me for today in my panel. So, introducing Vedant, he has always been here, so no introduction to him. How's the pair, Vedant? Is it sweet?
Guava, guava, bro.
Or is it guava? I didn't notice.
Yeah.
How's the guava?
Same old guava, like a good old days.
before before going into our topics, let's go on to the topic of West Indies versus Australia. We had a very good test match at West Indies and in the West Indies point of view, and for Australia, of course. Australia have won the
Australia
match,
won.
but
How is it good for West Indies?
it's actually I'm saying it's good for West Indies because at least they gave a fight. It's the other topic is that
At least
they
West
failed to
Indies
do it.
played a test match. I agree with you. I get you.
Yeah, at
I
least they
get
played
you.
a
I
test
get
match. So I mean, I feel like West Indies should have more congratulations. But let's move on to what happened in the test match. Australia won the toss and chose to bat first. Uh, Clearly due to the conditions because of the past where West Indies is known for having a deadish wicket where you post a first innings total, it's quite big, and then you put pressure on the opponent. That's what's been happening for the past like decade or so. But today in Barbados, not in this match, of course, correction, in this match in Barbados, it's been quite different. Australia have been bundled out for 180. Shocking, Vedant? Was this a shocking endeavor that
I
West
don't
Indies
think it
bowled
was
this
a
well?
shock because the wicket was a very pacer-friendly wicket, and
Mm-hmm.
with the amount of help the bowlers were getting from the wicket, it didn't for me. It didn't come to me as a shock. In fact, Australia could have been bundled out even earlier had the fielding of the West Indies been better. So I am not shocked.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
fact, I'm shocked they went to 180 with how they were. They were at
yeah.
1.22 for three. So from there they went to
Exactly.
180.
And especially if you see Pat Cummins as the third highest scorer, then you know that the side hasn't scored a lot of runs.
At least the tail
Useful
is at
contribution
least
though.
Agni, at least the tail is scoring somewhere. At least the tail is scoring somewhere.
If it was India, it would be below 100. I'm telling you, below 100.
Below 100.
below
22 for 3 and we are
100.
out for 50.
Yeah, out in 50.
But anyway,
But coming back to the topic, Jaden Seals has taken honors by taking a wonderful fifer. As you've seen the highlights, he has bowled very well. He has taken full advantage of the conditions and bowled beautifully. And some of the dismisses I've seen, it's complete rippers. I mean, you can't do much as if when you are the batting point of view. So it's been a quite good bowling endeavor. And of course, Shamar Joseph, what does he get when he always watches the Aussies? I mean, he is in the entire year. I'm not kidding. The entire year he has been quite average as a bowler, but since Australia comes into the in his opponent team, he just shoots, and he has gotten a 4 for again, and he has completely ripped through the top order, and that's how the wicket stumping have become. Because for the first day, the whole first day, 14 wickets have fallen. That means the test match wasn't moving anywhere. It was going to be over by day three. We all knew, but who it will go to, we didn't know, of course. But again, excellent spell by Shamar Joseph Vedant. Well, I've seen Aussies getting quite good at performing when they are under pressure. I didn't believe that a West Indian like Shamar Joseph come out and now just bowling in full tandem and just taking in Australia. He has some personal beef with them.
no, I just remember one dialogue when I just see Shamar Joseph versus Australia. It's कुछ कुछ होता है तुम नहीं समझोगे. That dialogue by Shahrukh Khan. So what his bullying reminds me of that. So when he sees Australia कुछ कुछ होता है. तो वो क्या होता है ये हमें नहीं पता but कुछ तो होता है.
Uh,
So
कुछ तो होता है.
कुछ तो
And
होता
he
है.
ate the top order like you're having your own guava. He ate it very well, and
Yeah,
we are and yeah,
in fact, Agni, Shamar Joseph could have gotten 5 wickets, and in fact, even more had the fielding been better. So again, I mean,
exactly.
yeah,
So I mean,
he's actually in the first innings. He's very it's very sad for him that he missed out on a fifer.
yeah, and Jaden Hills deserves it, but I think Shama Joseph, how he's bowled, especially in the first, sorry for the internet connection, especially in the first uh, hour of the play. amazing display. I mean, it's the best that you'll see in the world actually, because he has bowled so well, and he's a kind of character. When I see him play, he has full belief. Like every ball he bowls, it's with full willpower, and that's what I appreciate about him. He never gives up, and every time he comes to bowl, he comes with a strident and fight, and that's what we see in him. He's a big fighter.
I
But
think
Australia could have been.
West Indies, at
Mhm,
least in this generation, with having Shamar Joseph, Seals, and Alzari Joseph, they have a very good bowling attack. And a
yeah,
bowling
yeah,
attack
yeah,
which bowls their heart out, it will be a very good way to put it. So it is very interesting
yeah,
to
yeah.
I'm very happy to see that the
Something is
West
happening
Indies,
at least.
yes,
Yeah.
with respect to the West Indies cricket board. So West Indies cricket team.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, but
it's generally as a lover of the pure format of the game, it's
uh,
great, and I hope with future even better bowlers and come
yeah,
up. Great to see.
yeah, and
Great test match.
yeah, and I think the whole cricketing world loves West Indies playing. I mean, they always have their eye of watching West Indies, because at once upon a time they had that kind of dominance, and since then everybody has been wishing for a comeback. They as they want to see West Indies come back to their usual best, because we want some more competition in the world.
I think
To see this kind of performance.
I think now Darren, if I'm not wrong, Darren Sami has taken up the coaching position, and he
Mhm,
has been he is in general quite passionate about West Indies and the
mhm.
cricket. So
Yeah,
it's good to see that
yeah,
also.
yeah, and talking about passionate Darren Sammy, we have seen Darren Sammy to give a comment after the match saying that the TV umpires are favoring Australians. He has been fined for that as well. So it's very passionate, and he doesn't hesitate completely accusing umpires of favoring Australian batters. Of course, umpires have had their questionable calls as well when there was a
Yes.
definite inside edge, and they didn't deem it to be an inside edge. But we can't say much to that, because it's all rumors at the end of the day. But yeah, great first innings by West Indies. But to get to 180 itself, as you have said, Vedant, earlier, Khawaja and Head played a major role. They had a good partnership together, and that was the backbone of the entire innings. I mean, that stood out to be the only partnership that stood for some time and was resilient. So yeah, Khawaja and Travis Head did quite well. I didn't expect Khawaja performing this well, especially after the bad dirt he has had. But when he comes back and when he plays beautiful shots, you know that he's in form. So very good to see, and we know Travis Head is Travis Head. It's not nothing much. So moving on to the second innings, we have seen West Indies also bundle out for a similar total. It's again a complete copy image of what happened in the first innings itself, because again top order has been ripped through by Mitchell Stark, who's uh, the criminal who is completely ripped through the top order of West Indies,
Starks and
and then
Hazelwood
you
also.
see the and Hazelwood as well at the beginning,
Starks
but
and Hazelwood.
Stark was the one who initiated it at the start. He
Yeah,
took the
Stark got the
opening.
first two wickets.
Yeah,
Stark
yeah,
got
yeah.
the
So,
openers. No, I think
huh.
West Indies, if you look at the team as a whole, the test team, they have a very good or very decent bowling attack with their pacers and
Hmm.
Rosman Chase being the spinner. But their top order has been an issue for them, and which has shown in this test match with the top order falling like a pack of cards in both the innings. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is a cause of concern from them. I think with Craig Brathwaite, who is so experienced in this format, I think he needs to step up and just hang in there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be done.
And especially the quality that Australia possesses, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Stark. I'll go back to the scorecard. Sorry, I'll go back to the scorecard. Again, if you see Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood, the top three wicket takers. I mean, how many years have we seen this? I think it's been since my childhood. I have seen Stark, Hazelwood, and Cummins always take the wickets, and it's
I
still
mean,
till date it's like
they
that.
are the guys who play always. I mean, in between, I saw
They
John
always play.
Bullen come in and take some wickets. However, he's
Uh-huh.
now their fourth backup pacer with them. But again, with time and again, the things come up that Australia are such a good side because the fact that they play 111 and they stick to it. So
Yeah, and that this is the reason why. I mean, you see Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood again consistently taking wickets. That means that they have so much confidence behind them that they
and
don't have.
this the wicket
Uh,
favored them. That is there with of
yeah,
course
yeah, yeah,
a lot of good conditions for bowling. And these three guys are quality pacers who are just exceptional. So that is the
yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
thing which
So
comes to my mind in
yep,
them.
and they led a comeback because at the start there was bowling mayhem at the first day itself, where 4 wickets were lost of West Indies, and openers were falling quite cheaply, as you have said, and from Stark and Hazelwood both. But going forward, I feel like Shai Hope, another quality batsman. I feel like he's another experienced batsman for the team. Shai Hope I've seen for so many years, and I appreciate him a lot as a player, especially in ODI. So I have a lot of hope from him in test as well, pun intended.
ODI and
But
tests also. He has performed for
test,
West Indies over
yeah,
the
yeah,
years
yeah.
in test matches also. So Shai Hope has
Yeah,
been
so
there for a long
mhm.
time.
And he has stepped up. He has stepped up when the team were in trouble again. He has stepped up and gone with the captain, Roston Chase, and they have formed a rapport. And again, they were the only backbone of the
It
entire innings where
it
they
was
played very well.
because of their partnership where Austin Chase scored 44 and Shy of 48 that they
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to 190. I mean, ideally, it would have been great for it could have been better if had they converted the score to a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but again, nothing to take away from the innings because it was challenging conditions. So
Especially when the ball is nipping around like anything, and you see if you
and
see the wickets have
even
fallen.
Australia in West Indies in the first innings, especially even Australia dropped catches. So it was, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it is right now we are seeing a lot of dropped catches across all test matches. The India
yeah.
England one, the Bangladesh, even the Bangladesh Sri Lanka one, there were a few dropped catches, and even this time
Mhm.
around there are a few dropped catches. So. I mean, there is a very popular say here: catches win matches. You have to take the catches. With the
Mhm.
first innings again, Usman Khwaja Agni mentioned scored 47 runs. Had he had his catch, he was dropped at a very early score. If I'm not wrong, one
I
or two.
think 11. I think
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong, 11.
he was dropped. In fact, twice. He was dropped twice. So
Right, right. Yes, of course.
yes, he was dropped twice. So you have to take the catches. It's very simple. You have, see,
Yep.
talking here, it is simple. There, it is difficult, no doubt. But catches win matches is
For
the
in,
yes.
for international cricketing standards, I feel like fielding plays a lot of role. Of course, you bat, you bowl, but fielding plays an equal role because you restrict runs at one, you field, and if you field well,
Not
you restrict
equal
runs.
role, Agni. That not taking catches is turning out to be the difference between the victory and the loss.
Yeah, yeah.
Australia's story of scoring 180 could have been completely different had the catches been. I don't think they would have reached even 100 runs had the catches been taken at the start. And
Mhm.
even Australia dropped it. So it is a something which has to be worked upon from I would say all teams. You can't drop catches.
Yeah,
It's not acceptable in today's international format and the way the
because one catch
game.
can really change the match, and it did. I
It
think the
did,
finish
it
of
did. What it has.
it has did a lot of impact, and we'll talk about one very specific drop catch in this video that actually became the whole difference actually between West Indies and Australia. But moving forward, the Australian comeback had come again, where Shai Hope and Roshan Chase fell, and like India, the tail also fell like the pack of cards, and they couldn't manage to hold on. So West Indies opened to 190. They still lead by 10 runs, which was sizable enough, talking about how the pitch was behaving, because 10 runs could have been very much the difference. But
No, Agni,
going
you
forward,
mentioned West Indies tail fell quite quickly. I mean, Alzari Joseph scored 23 runs, so it was not that quick.
yeah, I mean,
In fact,
yeah,
I'll just get to it, from 72 for 5, they went to 190 for 10. So I don't think that tail fell as fast as maybe you would have
no,
mentioned
but
that.
when you said Alzari Joseph is batting, you saw Roston Chase supporting them as well. So
No,
it
roster
was
chase
towards the
supported, but the tail didn't fall, say, in an interval of
Alzari
20,
Joseph,
30 runs.
Alzari Joseph, if I'm not wrong, comes at six down, I think,
No,
if I'm
Alzari
not wrong,
Joseph comes at
six or
the
seven.
second last batsman.
The second last batsman. Oh my God. Okay, I stand wrong then. Alzai Joseph came at 10 or something then.
Number
Then yeah,
8.
I mean,
Number
okay, their contribution was something.
No,
So
no.
at nine.
With West Indies, their problem is the top order, their lower middle
Hmm.
order with Shayo, Proston Chase, and the keeper. No, being there.
Mhm.
No, okay, Shai Hope is the keeper. So Roston Chase and Shai Hope and Greaves. These three guys with them, their lower middle order has done well, and even the tail has backed them up. So it has been a
Yeah,
their only issue is the top order with West Indies.
yeah, and it turned out to be quite a differentiator as well. I feel like in the next innings will talk about their chase as well. But coming to the whole talk about the match, this innings of Australia changed the match completely. How so? Because Australia were at 1.60 for 4 or 80 for 4, correction. They were 80 for 4,
No,
and
65 for
from
4.
there,
65 for 4.
okay, then I was correct then. I'm not doing well in my stats today. Yeah.
Agni, do your
Yeah,
research,
65 for 4.
man.
No, my research was that I said 64 4 at first. Okay, so don't blame me. I said
No
64
issues.
4.
No issues. Go
Uh,
on.
so 65 for 4, yes, for 65 for 4. Then they went on to score 310, which at the end became the big difference between the side, because 310 in a wicket like this seems like a big difference. And the torchlight, I think, carried again Travis Head, who scored again another 50 in tough conditions. That's why he won the man of the match at the end of the day. Travis Head scored 60. Then he was backed up by a brilliant innings by Webster, who stayed for 120 deliveries and scored a 63. And then after Webster went out, the man of the people, Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper, the aggressive keeper, scored a tremendous knock of 65 of 75, which was aggressive because at one point of time when you don't have the conditions supporting you, you tend to score. You have the kind of mindset to score aggressively, and he did exactly that, and he was successful at it. So it was quite the differentiator of how he went about the things. And of course, coming back to the West Indian bowling as well, their bowling hasn't been the best in this inning, especially after how they started. They were not able to capitalize
With
opportunities,
yes,
especially when the
with respect to the start, they should have capitalized.
Mhm.
But I think
Again dropped catches, I feel like.
when Australia were batting, when Australia came to bat in the third innings, the wicket in that innings, I think comparatively was easier to bat on, as compared to the
Yes,
first two innings. Yes.
but of course, when there's a bowling wicket, there's a bowling wicket. It tends to get easier when the day goes. But when you see
Because
how they
no,
start,
because I think this it was after lunch that these guys scored a majority of the runs, and
Mhm.
what happened was that there was overall it was a very sunny day, so that why the pitch
Mhm.
eased up for batting, which is why it became easier to score. And again, nothing to take away from Australia, but conditions comparatively was easier to bat.
And they actually took the most of the conditions, to be honest. When Webster, Carey, and Head both came together and scored that kind of uh, uh, in that kind of pace. And you talked about how the wicket gets easier. I feel like the wicket wasn't too easier because it wasn't a very grassy wicket. It was just nipping around a lot, and especially that kind of a wicket is where you don't get it to be too easier. That's why I said that the West Indian bowling wasn't too well, because Alzari Joseph went on for 4 runs and over. And I feel like it was the first game, of course, of Roston Chase captaining, but I feel like Roston Chase could have trusted himself more had he bowled a bit more overs. Because when Australia were having a good partnership, they were having a good partnership. They were above 150, and it was bowling conditions at the start of the day. Maybe if more overs, because in the first over he got a wicket himself. He got a wicket made him.
No,
If
the
he bowled
Agni
like
or
4 5 overs,
he got, yes, he got one wicket in the one over he bowled.
yeah. In the one over he bowled, he got a wicket and a maiden. So I feel like
But
he came
Agni,
on later on.
that was the ninth wicket. So
Yeah, so he came on.
very
That's what my
late.
point is. He came on very late. I feel like even though if it's bowling condition, even if it's pacing conditions, and when you are all rounder like Roston Chase, who is a quality off spinner, can bowl in all the conditions. I feel like when the things aren't going well for the pacers, why not bowl a few overs? Not a lot. I'm not saying
No,
bowl
because
10 overs alone
see,
anything.
you Roston Chase is not their primarily spinner. I think Warrican is also there.
He
Warrican has
hasn't bowled much as well.
no, Warrican bowled 8 overs, but again with the wicket assisting pacers, one wouldn't want to bowl spinners a lot. Even
But the
Australia
thing is,
didn't bowl too many pacers, and also Roston Chase came in during the 78th over. and it was a over when generally you give it to a spinner so that the new ball can be taken faster. So that was the strategy there for Roston Chase to bowl so that the new ball they could take the new ball faster. Because
But
spinner,
my point is, Vedant,
yes,
my point is, Vedant, when it's like the 40th over and Warrior is a left-arm orthodox spinner who's bowling into the left-handers. If you see Travis Head and Alex Carey are both left-handers, and if you're bowling into the left-handers, I feel like you have less of an opportunity when, in comparison to when you're bowling to like a bowling a right-arm off spin to a left-hander because you're going away with the spin. So I feel like if Roston Chase, of course, Warwick is the primary spinner, but Roston Chase is also very capable spinner in my opinion. So if he bowled a bit more overs, I feel like 4 or 5 overs to the left-handers arcing out, I feel like that it wouldn't have made too much of a difference. But I feel like if there was a change of plan a bit, where if Roston Chase could have bowled a bit overs, I feel like it could have contained, and especially the run flow that Carey was going through, I feel like Carey could have easily fallen for the bait that an off spinner gives. To be honest, when he tosses it up, so
maybe
that's kind of an argument I have. So
could
that's
have. See,
that's the
Agni,
whole
we don't
thing.
know what would have happened. Maybe a over or two could have
Yeah,
ended.
but the plan. I mean, when you don't think have things going in your way and you are getting pelted by the later middle order in the second stage
Lower
of the
middle
innings,
order.
then you want a bit more of a change up because if one way is not working, why not change it a bit? So
Could
that's what my thought process was. So yeah, I mean, at the start, West Indies were completely going through the top order as I was saying. Jaden Steele, Alzari Joseph, and of course Shamar Joseph was going through the top order. But when came the opportunity afterwards, where Travis Head was fallen quite short, and this is the point I was talking about, where catches win matches. As Vedant pointed out, it's exactly on your screen right now. Catches win matches, and that
Before I said catches in matches, I didn't know this was on the presentation. So,
So he didn't check the presentation at
oh,
all.
I
So it's
haven't checked the
completely.
presentation.
I edited this, but he didn't see the presentation. So yeah, I mean, good coincidence. But yeah, I mean, the point stands. Had Jaden Seals taken the catch of Travis Head, and you can see the exact expression of Travis Head when he got dropped, he was going home to the pavilion. But then when he dropped that sort of a catch, it really defines the match actually. And the momentum shifts completely. Your body posture, you can see Jaden Seals' body posture, it's dropped down, it's not confident. And when you're a pacer who's bowling in pacing conditions, I feel like that can really change a match. And that proved to be the match turner completely. I think this match was the most important uh, catch. Sorry, my mistake. This catch was the most important catch out of everything. Of course, you should take all catches, but this is the catch that actually completely let the chances of West Indies completely flew away. And especially in a bowling wicket like this, when you go for runs, even people like Shamar Joseph, it's very tough for bowlers to get wickets because you are creating opportunities and then you're not getting the wickets. So it's very tough on the pacers as well, and especially when you get your catches dropped. I have dropped a few myself in my short cricketing career. I feel very
Don't
bad
call
as a
it short.
fielder,
You
but
can take it up again maybe.
who knows? That's for the future. But uh, when you see when a catch drops, of course the fielder feels bad because you have dropped a pretty easy one, especially a dolly like that one. But as a pacer, you feel so frustrated because after toiling for so much and you have created an opportunity finally, and it's such an easy opportunity, and then you drop something like that. It's really it's really sad. I mean, how West Indies could have done so much things better rather than just the match slipped away at the end of the day. So Travis Head, Webster, and Carey just went on and took the full opportunity. Carey's 50 was amazing. I feel like he was very aggressive. He was very positive. And Travis Head himself said that he wanted to stay till the end of the day, but didn't happen. But that sealed the match. It was too many runs for West Indies to account for. But going to the last innings, going to the chase of West Indies, chasing a very big total of 301. I want to say, even after dropping opportunities, even when the fielders weren't at par, even when the pitch, as you have said, wasn't as tough to bat on, Shamar Joseph again bowled his heart out. Again, he bowled so well. The entire 25 overs, you feel like he bowled and bowled and bowled, and he deserved the fifer again. He got a 9 wicket match, and we'll talk about the last innings as well, but how he played, I feel inspired by that, and especially the audience who's watching the match got inspired by it because it's the spirit of the game. I feel like whenever the things are not going your way,
No, I think
it's
what
very
Agni
important.
is trying to say for so long and going on and on and on about it. Very well done, Agni. But what Agni is trying to say essentially is that. One second.
Vedant, go on.
What Agni is trying to say essentially is that just how well he is bowling your heart out in Test cricket is what we would always want to see. That more than in see what happens in T20 and ODI crickets nowadays is generally that bowlers are trying to hide from the batsman, but to come up front and attack the batsman ball after ball, ball after ball, asking questions. To watch that type of cricket, I mean, it interests the both of us. We both love to see that.
And
Uh,
I'm going on and on about it
Yes,
because I
and
love seeing.
Agni is so happy to just see that kind of bowling that he just can't stop talking about Shamar Joseph. But
Maybe
again,
half of the video I spent is just talking about Shamar
yeah,
Joseph.
no,
Like
but
he's
see, he has bowled brilliantly. There is no doubt about
definitely.
it. He has bowled brilliantly, and in the entire West Indies bowling unit has bowled brilliantly, and Australia, as expected with the trio and Nathan Lyon as a spinner and Webster this time, they always bowl brilliant, see, brilliantly. No special mention, but
Yeah, the
amazing
pace
to
is
see
paradise.
West Indies producing such good pacers. And now we'd
Yep,
like to move on to the fourth innings.
yep. Fourth innings on point, Vedant. Fourth innings, nothing much to talk about actually. 141. Hazelwood completely ripping through the whole batting lineup. It's not nothing to say really. 141 when you're chasing a 301 total, and when you then get dropped for 60 for five. It's really the match was sealed then, and how Hazelwood bowled. It was again. I don't have a lot to say for Hazelwood because everybody knows what he bowls.
No,
For
I'll
people
just
who
sum it up. So
Mhm.
basically, from West Indies were at 1.47 for one, and they were going along quite strongly. And what Hazelwood essentially did is that he reduced them solely from 47 for one to 56 for five. And during that time, so essentially for 9 runs, he gave away 4 wickets. And when after that short and beautiful spell of 9 runs and 4 wickets, West Indies after that had little to no chance in the game. So that is what Hazelwood did. And in again, as I talked about before, how the top order not contributing for West Indies, that has been a problem for them, which they will need to rectify if they want to challenge, if they want to beat the Aussies. Apart from, I think where West Indies lost the match essentially was their top order not contributing that much, and their dropped catches. Now, if they rectify these two things, then West Indies could triumph Australia, and we love to support the underdogs always. So we would also want that.
yeah, and especially how at the last I'm going to the scorecard again. Uh, West Indies got to 141 because Shamar Joseph scored 44 of 22.
Yes.
You're absolutely kidding me. I mean,
I mean, how
last
much can Shamar Joseph do? He took 9 wickets. Now he has to score also. I mean, come on, man.
you you're you're telling me I can go on and on about Shamar Joseph,
And
but
he
there's nothing
comes
else
up
to talk about.
again. Agni is just really proud of Shamar Joseph. Shamar Joseph is
I
batting,
can't
Shamar
stop
Joseph is
talking about
bowling, Shamar Joseph is taking the catches. So Agni will go on
everything.
about Shamar Joseph the whole video. And now he can't control his laughter.
I think the title should be changed to Why Agni Loves Shama Joseph.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think
Yes, exactly.
I,
The
that's a consideration to
heading
put
is
with
Agni
with,
loves
with
Shamar Joseph, nothing else.
yeah. Agni loves Shama Joseph and he rants about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
but
exactly. So Agni, why
yeah,
am I in the video, by the way? I mean, ranting is my job generally. It is my job to
yeah.
go
I mean,
on and go on.
I feel like today was my chance to talk a lot because
Yes,
I have been
yes, go ahead.
missing
Have
for
your
one
day.
two days. Yeah. I was missing for 1 2 days. So I want to just matlab, get to the flow of things, and I've spoken a lot actually. So I mean, Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's Australia winning the first Test match. It's 159 runs,
And
and
Agni, one thing, we all know you love Shamar Joseph by now, but Greaves also
uh,
scored 38 runs. So maybe just mention that 38 of 53 Greaves scored. And
yeah, he scored
it was
38 of
because of these
53.
two guys that you see it's mentioned here, not out that also. It is because of these two guys that West Indies from 56 for 5 went to 141. So they had a phase two. Maybe it
Yeah,
was not an embarrassment, but I mean, on the scorecard, it looks like Australia won by 159, so they dominated throughout the game, but that was not the case. After the end of the first half of the game, maybe after West Indies second innings, then the it was game was tilted towards West Indies, in fact. And as it has come up time and again that had West Indies been more had come with less butterfingers and maybe washed their hands and come
yeah.
ready to take some catches, they could have triumphed. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah,
But for
and it
that,
was a very good test
also the
match.
top order has to contribute. I mean, with Brathwaite and up to Brandon King, which is the top four of West Indies, the contributions have been too low. When in fact in the fourth innings, Campbell and Carty got a start of one got 23
Got a
and
start,
one got 20.
especially 20 and a 23. Yep.
Yes, but
Uh,
again, that has to be done. So that is, I think, all
yeah,
from us. Agni, if you'd like to say.
yeah, and yep, and as I've mentioned, Reeves also played well. I forgot to mention about him because I saw Shamar Joseph at top.
Agni saw Shamar
Yeah,
Joseph's name and Agni was like, let's go out him all day.
let's go on about him. But Reeves, as a six-down player, also came in and played very well. But I mean, it's just for consolation. I mean, when you're 80 for nine, I think. No, no, no. Sorry, 88
56 for
for
5.
six, 86 for 86 for eight. Sorry, when you're in the last inning, 86
Yeah,
for eight.
86 for 8 and 56 for, I think 56 for 5 is where you're chasing
Yeah,
300.
yeah, when you're actually done with the game, but
Yeah, you're
when
chasing 320. I've lost the plot over there.
yeah, but when you're coming at 8 for 86 and now then playing a 38 and a 44, it's really just a consolation stuff. I think it at best annoyed the Australians. I think. But at the end of the day, it's Australia winning 1-0, and we'll go to the next test match where we'll see a lot of interesting cricket at St. George's. So very interesting. This is a summary of the whole test match where Australia win by 159 runs. Australia scored 180, had a very shaky start to the innings with Chavishead scoring the bulk of the runs. Then came West Indies similar innings where Shai Hope scored a 48, got a start but couldn't convert it to a 50. But they scored 190 and got a lead of 10. Australia at reply scored a mammoth 310. 310 talking about the conditions, it was a mammoth total. And at the last West Indies scored 141 and couldn't get through any challenges posed by Australia, and they lost by 159 runs. So, a great test match, but a lot of things to see in the second test match, and we'll be there again to talk about what happened in the second test match. Till then, bye bye and good night.
And
And
shout
good
out
night to you,
also
Vedant.
to Aryaman Ghosh who commented about the West
Uh,
Indies and Australia test match. So it's now here. We
and,
read
and
the
and guys,
comments.
if you didn't know,
Yeah,
uh,
we read the comments.
and if you guys didn't know, I love Shaman Joseph. So
Yeah.
on that note,
I think we don't
on
have to
that note,
mention that again and again because I think we know at the end of the day. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, coming to the end of the things, it's quite a good test match, and I'd like to thank you for watching the video. It was a great suggestion by Ariman Ghosh, as Vedant said, and
I bet,
we came
but
through
okay.
with
Since I love credit and we love credit, it was planned before he said that. So if it was in our schedule before
I
that.
mean, before that itself, but
But we
Ariman
were
Ghosh had
not sure whether we'll do the series at one go or we'll do one match at a time. So we are going one match at a
yeah,
time.
one match at a time, especially for this series because it's a long enough
Yes,
series,
it is
the
a
three
long
match
and
series.
interesting series, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and we'll see what's going for the next test match. So
And
till
it's
then, bye
not
bye.
one-sided.
Good
That is
night.
also there. And again, now we should
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
talking. So Agni, bye bye. See you.
Vedant, you
Yeah,
also
yeah,
stop
sure.
talking. It's going to 35-minute mark, but till then, it's good night and bye bye from us. Bye.
Bye. See you.